What if I told you that everything you've been told about aging could be completely wrong? There's someone I want you to meet, a man who proved that age is just a number. Join me. His story might change the way you think about growing older forever. Hello and welcome back to the channel. And if you're here for the first time, thank you for joining. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. There was a man named Robert Marchand who lived to be 109 years old. And he was an avid cyclist. He rode his bicycle regularly, participated in many races, and even won some awards. But here's the kicker. He was not a lifelong cyclist. In fact, he didn't even start riding until he was 68 years old. And he kept going, riding strong, until he was 108. That's right. At 105, he initially decided to retire from cycling. At 105, retiring. But then at 106 or 107, he had a change of heart. Why? Because he had a passion for it. He loved cycling. It was part of who he was. So he got back into it, riding until he was 108. And when his journey finally ended at 109, he'd reached the end of the road. He had lived fully, doing what he loved. Now, what can we learn from this? First of all, let me be clear. Robert Marchand isn't some one-in-a-million phenomenon. There are many others in his age group who have been just as active, just as vibrant in different areas. What's their secret? What keeps them going? It's the mind. See, the body follows what the mind believes. Too many people, even as young as 60 or 50, or even younger, they start saying things like, well, I'm getting older, and I guess, these aches and pains, it's just part of getting older. Well, I'm here to tell you that is not true. You know what that is. It's just a belief. That is what someone has convinced themselves to accept. But you don't have to feel old just because time is passing. And the worst part, when people say things like that around other people, the other people reinforce that belief. Oh, yeah, sure, yeah, I know what you mean. You're getting older. Yeah, that's what happens, when you get older. And I say, no, that's what happens when you think that's what happens. If that's your mindset, your body will follow suit. Because whatever the mind says, the body obeys. Sojourner Truth said it best. It is the mind that makes the body. And that is exactly the truth. Whatever you tell yourself, your body listens. If you tell yourself you're getting old, guess what? You're right. But you don't have to tell yourself that. You could tell yourself, I feel wonderful. I feel amazing. Age is just a number. Now let's get back to Robert Marchand for a second. Do you think he would have lived to 109 if at 68 he had said, oh, it's too late for me to get on that bicycle. It's too late to start these new things. I'm too old for that. Can't be bothered. Well, if he had talked like that, he would have been dead decades earlier. So the mind is the master. And he wasn't the only one. There are people like Jean and Duranord Veyard, 105 and 108 respectively. Adelina Dominguez at 114. Susanna Jones, she made the Guinness Book of World Records at 116 at one point. And that's just to name a few. But what did they all have in common? They were ordinary people, just like you and me. They each had different reasons for their longevity, but there was one common thread: their mindset. They maintained social connections, number one, and number two, they had upbeat, positive attitudes. Many of them had a great sense of humor. That's a big deal. They weren't dwelling on negativity or constantly talking about sad things. Especially living as long as they did, they lived through many, many hard times, both personally, I'm sure, and on societal levels. They lived their lives focusing on living. And what is living? Is it sitting around saying, oh, I'm getting old and ah, complaining about what you can't do? No. Because if that's the story, you keep telling yourself, your body will follow it. Your cells are living and they are listening. They're saying like things like, "Oh, what did you say? We're getting old? Okay, let's age faster. Let's break down. Let's stop functioning like we used to." No, but your mind is the master. You can change that narrative. You can decide, I feel amazing. I feel young and free. In fact, I feel better than I did 10, 20, 30 years ago. The weather is beautiful today. Let me see. Maybe I'll go out to the lake or to a beach or to a nearby nature preserve. I'm going to get out there and enjoy my life. And guess what happens then? Your body listens. And what does the body and the mind tell the body? And the body says, your cells say, oh, we're feeling good? Okay, let's get moving. Let's not survive, let's thrive. Right. You see, your get up and go isn't gone. It's just waiting for you to tell it to go, go, go. And when you do, it will keep going because it feels good to be alive. Now, I want to share a quick personal story. I got a phone call one day. The person on the other end says, we haven't seen you at the pharmacy in a while. You're overdue for this particular shot. And I said, oh, really? I haven't needed to go to the pharmacy. And the person said, well, you need to take this shot. You're in the age group for such and such a condition. And I said, oh, really? I don't need that. Thank you very much. I'm fine. Now, I thought that was the end of the conversation. But then he continued. He had the nerve to ask me why not. I was almost rendered speechless. How dare someone question me about what I choose to put into my body? I quickly gathered my composure and I calmly said, I'm not taking this shot because I don't need the shot. Because here's the thing. My mind tells me I am well. My mind tells me I am whole. My mind tells me I am strong. And guess what? My body must follow. See, it all starts with the mind. Being well has everything to do with well-being. And well-being starts with what you think. And your mind is the director of your life and your health. Your attitude, that's everything also. And your attitude is directly linked to what? Your mind. And your mind, what is it linked to? It feeds off of energy, and energy is everything. It's all connected. So if you want to determine your future, take control of your mind. Because once you do that, you take control of everything else. And that, my friend, is freedom and true well-being. Thank you so much for watching. Blessings. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And remember, tap that notifications bell so you'll be notified when I post new content.